KSKQ.
Well, the gentleman we are getting ready to speak with has released 3 albums to critical acclaim. 2 were included on lists of best albums of the year in South African magazines, as well as in Billboard. 3 South African newspapers listed Jim Neversink albums among their albums of the decade. Before going solo, he was the co-founder and lead guitarist of the famous Curtain Trick, which rose to mainstream popularity in South Africa in the 1990s, and he was nominated for a SAMA Award, which is the South African Musical Association Award, I believe. And Jim Neversink's musical styles span over, musical genres like indie rock, country, Americana, and, yes, a little punk rock, too. So let's introduce, from Copenhagen, Denmark, Jim Neversink. Welcome to the Church of Rock.
Hello. Hi.
Yeah, we've connected. It's your first time on Skype. It can be very confusing at first.
Yes. Well, at the moment, I'm seeing a ceiling. Is that right? Okay. Just seeing the top of your head.
Oh, yeah. Well,
yeah. Okay.
Yeah, we're not using the video portion, only the audio.
Okay. So the video is just for us now. Okay. I get it.
Absolutely.
Okay, so I can smoke and, yeah, that's fine.
Yep, you can smoke, and I'll smoke up, too. Of course, I'm smoking probably something different. Is that a cigarette?
It's just a cigarette. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm smoking something a little different, but I'll keep that quiet.
Yeah. Well, it's legal in your country.
Yeah, there's thousands listening right now in different countries. So if you're listening, it is legal in the state that I'm in for sure. And we consider that an herb, and it's something that's from Mother Earth. And do you partake?
Occasionally, it's... I turn inwards and I kind of slow down and I get paranoid, and it's... I like it in tea. That's quite nice in tea. And cookies, of course, are great, but I don't smoke it much. No.
Well, Jim, I want to get right to the point because we're not really a talk show. We're more of a variety show. So I've got a list of questions for you, and I'm going to throw them at you. Sure. What brought you from South Africa, where you were born, to Denmark back in 2010? What made you make the move?
Well, I went to Ireland to see family and to try and get some gigs there. And then I was going back to South Africa and started chatting with my ex-girlfriend at the time. And she said, come over and I'm not going to see you for years, and just come and hang out and have spend Christmas with me, and then go back, And I came over and we reconnected, and here I am.
So
we got married. So
can I ask you, just for the people that don't know, like, what are the culture? Is it like a major cultural difference from South Africa to Denmark?
Oh, it's completely different. Wow, it's everything works here, and everything's very safe here, and to be honest, I get quite bored here sometimes. It's quite predictable in a lot of ways. And I don't want to slam Denmark or Danish culture, but I do think there's more of an edge in South Africa, a lot more of an edge. I was there in March, and it's just completely different. But I like both,
So you started performing music at the age of 18, is that correct?
That's right, yeah.
Okay, and I've done some homework on you.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I did, yeah. I actually wanted to start, guitar much earlier. A lot of people do, they start much earlier. And I got an old guitar when I was about 11. I didn't know how to tune it. I never went for lessons, and I just sort of, made sounds of it, and I didn't really use it. My folks sold it. But I had an eye accident. I'm blind in my left eye. But I have a partial vision now. I have a tiny bit of vision. It was New Year's Day, and I blew it up with a blank .22 bullet. I had gas put in to keep the retina in place. As a result, I had to look down for 6 weeks. I had to just look down for 6 weeks to keep the retina in place. and you know, I came out of hospital and I read with my good eye, and I couldn't watch TV, you know, because I was at this angle. And a mate of mine down the road had a guitar, so I said, could I borrow it? I mean, I probably won't get anywhere with it, but could I borrow it? I'm just going out of my mind here, you know. And he came over and he showed me a few chords, and that was it. I mean, I had nothing else to do, you know. I was just sitting there each day, just strumming away, and I found that I loved it. So, yeah.
Awesome.
That's how I started. Yeah.
You know, you were brought to my attention, and we met each other through the great producer and musician Neil Solomon.
Yeah, isn't he a wonderful guy?
He really is. He's unique, super cool. He's a friendly, creative dude. I really like him a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, he's great.
So you guys, how long have you guys been friends?
Well, years, decades. He produced our first, you know, famous curtain trick. It was our first band, and that was in the mid-90s. Well, it was the early 90s, but we got a record deal. We signed to EMI back then, when EMI was still around, and Neil produced the album, and so that was 95, I think. 95, yeah. So it's been a while.
That's pretty cool.
Sorry.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No. No, it just turns out that we're both from Durban, and he's older than me, so, but we went to the same school, at different times, but, and we have a lot of, mutual friends, real life mutual friends, and not just Facebook, but like real life mutual friends, and had been to the same kind of bars and the same, we had a lot of the same experiences, and we just clicked. He's a fantastic guy, he really is, yeah.
Well, it's kind of cool because we sort of are working together on a song that's collaborative for this album that I'm working on, and I'm really proud to say that you and I are collaborating in that song that you sent. It's so it's quirky and cool, and the music that was sent over to me from Jim is really good, and I've written some lyrics to it, although, Jim, I have to say, you already had lyrics to the song, and it's called Our Joyous Day. And it's hard for me to really switch it up because it's really catchy the more I hear it. So I'm thinking of just adding some of my stuff and leaving some of your lyrics and having that kind of thing.
As you wish. I mean, it was just something I came up with, and I put it down very quickly as a demo a while back. And I was just going through some demos a few months ago when you and I were chatting, and I found that. I thought, wow, this is actually quite cool. And to me, it wasn't. I'd never really finished it lyrically. I'd never finished it. So please go ahead and rework the whole thing if you want. I'm very excited to hear what you do with it.
Well, I've got two completely different themes, just very quickly. One of them deals with the idea of somebody that's just done with the whole party lifestyle of drugs, alcohol, that whole thing, and quote unquote leaving the party. So the title "Leaving the Party" meaning literally leaving it, and also figuratively, just leave. You got to leave the party.
Yeah, just leaving it. Yeah.
Leave the party.
Yeah, nice. Yeah.
But I have another concept. I'm thinking of making it about ADHD.
About what?
Attention deficit hyperactive disorder.
Oh, ADHD, yeah, which is what I am. I didn't get it cut out there. I didn't really hear it properly. ADHD, yes. I'm hypoactive. I'm not hyperactive. My sister's hyperactive, though. Well, what are you? Are you hyper or hypo? Are you?
Well, I believe personally that I have ADHD. I've never been diagnosed, but I've always thought that I've had it. Yeah.
Yeah. You don't take Ritalin or anything.
I'm sorry.
You're not on Ritalin or
no, I've never been diagnosed or taken any medicine for that, and I just use the cannabis for that, and it works well.
Okay, great. I'm on a Danish thing here, and it's you probably remember it. It was, I think it's illegal in America now. Dexedrine.
Dexedrine. It's like an amphetamine, like an amphetamine.
Yeah, that's what I'm on.
Okay.
It's crazy. It's crazy, right? That you can take speed and it slows you down. I mean, you take speed and it helps you to focus.
No, it works. It does work for you, and it does slow you down a bit.
Yeah, it helps me, focus more, and it's great. But
Cool.
my cousin lives in Canada, and she was out here recently, and she says she's tried that, but not in Canada. She can't get it. It's illegal in Canada, and I think also in the States.
Yeah, you used to be able to buy it at the grocery store, or the little markets or gas stations, but I think it's gone now. Yeah.
Yeah. Remember that band, Dexy's Midnight Runners? That's where they got the name from.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Come on, Eileen.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dexy, I like those guys.
Yeah, they were great. Yeah.
So it looks like you're a fan of all kinds of the same stuff I'm into. I was looking at like some of your influences online, like Graham Parsons, Lou Reed, the Beatles, the band, the Beach Boys, Slim Whitman, all over. Lots of great people. And, a lot of people might not know, but Jim Neversink is kind of known as a modern-day Johnny Cash. That's pretty darn cool, man.
Yeah, and a friend of mine said to me, she came up with a name. She said, "You're Johnny Cash." She called me Johnny Cash. Yeah, it's a nice compliment.
A couple of questions about South Africa related music and stuff. Were you or are you a friend of any of the guys from the band Rabbit or Duncan Fora?
I auditioned. I know Duncan. I auditioned for as guitarist in his band years ago, but he was living in Pretoria then, and I was in Joburg, and I was new to Johannesburg. It's quite a distance. I don't know if you haven't been to South Africa, have you?
I have not.
No, it's quite far. I think it's about 45, 50 minutes drive. I guess for you guys, that's nothing. I know Americans drive a lot.
Yeah, we do.
That's probably nothing for you guys. So I was new, and I got the job, and I don't know. We never really got the time. It never really happened. But he's a lovely guy. Yeah. Do you know them? Are you friends with Duncan?
I am friends with Duncan. He's a great guy and a very talented guy for sure.
He certainly is. Yeah. I met him through Neil. Neil hooked us up.
Yeah, Duncan has been on the show a couple of times, and I'm proud to say that on this very show, just a little bit ago, I played some brand new tune by Duncan and Craig Ellis, too.
Oh, he's a great songwriter, Duncan. And he's wonderful. Yeah, where is he living now?
Duncan is living in Las Vegas, Nevada.
Right, yeah.
Yes. He's done a lot of good stuff, that's for sure, man. I wanted to ask you another thing or two here. Oh, yeah, so I wrote all this information down. I want to cover your new EP. It's called No Wawa.
Yeah.
And it's really diverse. All the songs are very good. And that's such a bland statement. Very good, but they really are, man. They're very good songs, and they're just wonderful. I've heard them multiple times, so they've caught my ear, and I've listened to them enough to have the distinct pleasure of knowing the melody of each one now. And they're good songs. I love them a lot.
Thank you.
And we've played a couple of tracks on the show. Tonight we're going to play another track from the show, which, by the way, we're going to be playing the track entitled Man's Best Friend. I love the lyrics to that song, man.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, thank you.
So it's just a really gritty song lyrically. I love that.
Yeah, thanks. So how does it work? You play it now? Are you going to drop it in later, or how does that work?
Right now, since people don't know, we're pre-recording this, which I normally do. I do live interviews, but we're pre-recording this just a few days before the show is going to air. And then after I play this on the radio, I will definitely go right into Man's Best Friend from the No Wawa EP, which was released in this very year. So we're talking brand new, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm looking forward to collecting all your music, though. I've decided, you know how it is being a music freak and fanatic. I've decided I want to get all three of your albums. Are those available on physical CD by chance or vinyl?
I've got the second and third on a physical CD that I can send you, and I'll have to send the first one. I don't even think I've got it. My wife's got a copy. I don't have a copy, but I can send it to you.
Well, I'm one of those. First of all, that's very generous. Thanks so much. Second, I can get on Discogs or eBay too and try to find it on Discogs, the first one.
Yeah, probably that, yeah.
Maybe. I mean, they usually have it. It's like a gold mine for us collector guys and girls. So, yeah, the No Wah Wah EP, and that's WAH. If you guys are wondering what I'm saying, kind of like a wah wah pedal, or if you're making the American slang for water, wah wah. So,
yeah.
Is it more about the wah wah pedals?
Yeah, I've actually got a wah wah pedal. I don't use it very much. I use it for tone, like to get tones. I don't play it like a wah wah, like like that. I just try and find a nice tone with it. But the song is just about somebody who doesn't use a wah wah. As you heard, yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
And you're also actually known for your homemade lap steel guitar that you have been known for.
That's right. Yeah. Well, they're not popular in South Africa, and they're not really popular here either. You can, in fact, I've been to California, and I know that they're all over the place in guitar stores. You find them everywhere. But I couldn't find one in South Africa, and a friend of mine builds guitars, and him and I built it together. He did the clever stuff, the circuitry and the clever bit, and I sort of cut the shape by hand. That's in those days, and so we built this thing together. Yeah, and we actually knew a woman who had one, and we went to her place and measured the fret spacing and all that.
I guess in closing, Jim, before I roll into your song, what's up for you in the future? What do you got going now? Are you working on any musical projects or endeavors or plans to write a book?
Yeah. This year my album was meant to come out, so I went to South Africa in March to launch this EP, but it was meant to be the full album, and we didn't get it together. From my side, I'm done. The producer, the guy who's mixing the album, just didn't have enough hours to finish mixing because there's load shedding in South Africa at the moment. I don't know if you know what that is. So they don't have electricity sometimes for 8 to 12 hours a day. So every day sometimes.
Sad.
Yeah, and so he wasn't able to finish mixing it, but that's going to happen. He's going to finish mixing it this year, and so hopefully at the end of this year it will come out.
Nice. Well, thank you so much for making the time to appear on the Church of Rock radio show, and
pleasure.
I look forward to the song that we're collaborating on coming to life and getting it out on CD and digital and all that good stuff, and hopefully vinyl as well. So, yeah,
I would love to get something out on vinyl. I just missed that those years. I mean, when did CD come out? It was like sort of late 90s or late 80s, I guess.
Yes.
And my first recording was 95, so it was all CDs back then.
Yeah.
And you'll see as like this one. I mean, this latest one on the EP. I just skipped the whole CD thing. Because that's another thing. People are going back to vinyl now.
Yeah, I love vinyl. I'm a vinyl collector still.
I've seen your vinyls on Facebook, and you've got a great collection. You have a good collection.
Oh, thank you so much. I always forget I always forget who's on Facebook, but that's right. We are connected on there.
Yeah, we are. Yeah.
Yeah. So look, Jim Neversink is on Facebook, everybody. So there you go, Jim Neversink. Thanks for being on the show today.
That's a pleasure. Thank you. Thanks so much. Okay.
Thanks for playing the song on my album too. I really appreciate that, man.
Pleasure. Thank
Cheers.
you. I'm very excited.